one. How are we doing? Yeah, their zone, we played about as well from a zone offensive standpoint as I could have hoped for. I've been sincerely worried about this game for 5 or 6 weeks. We started watching them on film. We knew they had almost everybody back from last year, and they got an NBA prospect. They've got a guard that got 46 in a game one time. I thought he was headed for that for a while against us. So, but what makes them the hardest is they play, their coach worked at Syracuse, and that's the Syracuse zone. It's you've watched people over the years really struggle to attack it. So we've spent a lot of time over the last really 4 weeks, an inordinate amount of time with our zone offenses and how to attack different coverages, because we really, for this game, so they did us a humongous favor to accelerate where we would be zone offensive. But I'm so happy. I thought our guys executed about as well as on game 2 as we could have hoped for, and I have a lot of respect for that team. I mean, you just have to look a couple nights ago, and they took Pitt to double overtime, could have easily won the game. That's how good that's what they're capable of. And I know Pitt's an outstanding team and incredibly well coached. Was an NCAA team last year, and I think they just lost one guy. So I think Eastern Michigan will be heard from, and I'm really, really happy with the way our guys played.
Which all 5 of your starters were in double figures. Do you feel like that's something that needs to happen for the team to be successful?
No, I don't think it needs to happen, but I love it when it happens. I think the game dictates. We play a style of play, or we try to, where, for lack of a better word, I love basketball that flows. In other words, I don't enjoy watching or playing to take a game to one guy all the time, or to take it to 2 guys all the time. I think basketball is its prettiest form, and it's funnest when you're playing when it's got flow. And when you've got 5 good players on the floor at once, it allows you to have the ability to do that. And the result a lot of times is that you will see nights like this, but then there'll be other nights when there won't be like that. It just really depends on what the defense is allowing or dictating or whatever. But you talk about a statistic. We got 26 assists and we scored 29 baskets, and that's got to be somewhere near some record somewhere. And I will tell you this, when you play against the zone, you have a chance to get more assists, because a lot of them are going to be off the catch. You're not going to play one-on-one against the zone. So it's a little bit misleading, but still I think it speaks to the unselfishness and the chemistry that we have right now early in the season.
Jure and Shea combined for 30 points today. How have you seen those two develop in their sophomore season?
I saw them developing in their freshman season, to be honest. I thought they were darn good freshmen, and we talked about them all the time. Like, can you believe how mature, how high their natural basketball IQ, how good they are at so many different elements of the game, that they're across the board. You can check so many boxes, and I guess in short, I think they're both great players, even for just second game sophomores. That's who they are. But boy, if you were trading players, they would not be on the trading block. I could tell you that for sure.
Looked like defensively, the only thing that Eastern Michigan was able to consistently get was jump shots. What do you think of how you guys played defensively?
That was the plan. That was certainly the plan. Mangum the first half, wow, he just backed up and shot it further, didn't he? He was shooting the heck out of it. I think he had 16 at halftime. But I thought a lot of them were guarded. So if you're shooting guarded jump shots over time, those usually don't go in. We tried to make them. We watched the Pitt game, and they had so much penetration and so much transition offense, and we did. That was actually the biggest part of our defensive game plan, was to make sure we don't let them dribble it right up into us and 1-on-3 and take it to the basket. We foul. That's literally what was happening in the first game that they played. But defense was good, making them shoot over the hand a lot. I thought our awareness was extremely good. every game you try to game plan, you tweak. We don't have a huge game plan for everyone, but you tweak. Who are we going to shade? Who are we not going to shade? What are we going to do at the post? What are we going to do with our ball screens? And I thought they carried them all out tremendously. And the result, I always look right away. First thing I look for is what do the other teams shoot against us? And if we can keep them in the 30s, which is never easy to do, then you got a pretty darn good shot to win night after night. We've had 2 games in a row. It's going to get tougher when we go to New York, but if we have that mindset to make people take guarded, hard shots, then I think we'll be okay.
What does the team need to work on the most before the big game?
That's a really good question. And you would think I would already have the answer to that, and I don't. I think there's not one thing. And I ask myself that all the time. We talk as a staff. We even say this: are we better on offense right now? Or are we better on defense? All things equal, where are we ahead? How good is our press offense? How good is our zone defense? How good is our zone attack? And all the elements of it. And nothing stands out. I think we're in a good position. And we're not near where we're going to be at the end of the year, but I do feel like we don't have any glaring weaknesses right now. And if some pop up, then we're going to have to try to hide them. But right now, for us, our mindset is basically just try to get a little bit better at everything that we do, and just trying to build the habits that we think over time that will help carry us in really tough games.
Conventional wisdom might say zone is a little vulnerable at threes, but you guys are able to score a lot of points without really shooting free range. How much of that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
A lot of conventional wisdom might say zone gives up some threes, but you guys were able to score a lot of points without shooting a lot of threes. How much of that was part of the game plan?
That was 100%, because the trap that everyone falls into, not everyone, a lot of people fall into, I've watched it for years. When you play Syracuse, I watched Eastern Michigan films, and then you look up and all of a sudden your team shot 36 threes and you made 9 of them. And that is not a good place to be. So we emphasize that was maybe offensively our number one emphasis, that we are not going to come down, pass it twice, and just because I think I can get a 3 off over this guy's hand, I'm going to let it fly. So I thought our guys were tremendous. I thought even early on, Shake, because I'd probably emphasized so much. He passed up a couple, and I'm like, Shake, shoot the ball. You don't have to. You're not giving up those, but Eastern Michigan does a good job of trying to chase you off the line, and we knew that, so that it ends up being hurried, guarded threes, and those are bad shots. They want you to do that, and our guys knew that, and we took not near as pretty good number for. We took what we got. Put it that we didn't force shots.
Do you know Drake could Euro step like that?
Pardon?
Do you know Drake could Euro step like that?
No, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Pretty darn good. These guys, every now and then, about once a week, somebody will do something. We'll all be looking at each other like, "You see that? That was pretty good." And I love it when that happens. Shimmy will throw one of those at you every now and when you have to look at the other coaches and go, did you just see what he just did?
So, Coach, you tried a lot of different lineups today with your guys. What are you kind of looking for from one lineup to the other?
You mean starting lineups?
Between substitution.
Oh, substitution. Just a rotation, honestly. We're just, how deep are we? Are we 7 deep? We 8 deep? We 9 deep? I hope like crazy that we get 9 deep, where we have total confidence in any one of the 9, maybe 10 deep. Jonathan Wilfong has had some good experience here. I'm not afraid to put him in the game. But when we're talking about being in the heat of the moment, who do we feel like we can bring in without the level dropping, and we're going to develop that. Here's our team. We got 4 guys back that have a lot of experience, and what I would call a lot of experience. They played a lot last year. We got 4, and we got 2 guys that are older guys, but they don't have that much experience. They haven't played in years and years and years. So they're kind of in this medium category. And then we got these 3 freshmen that are just going, oh my gosh, what's going on out here? I mean, where am I? 2 of them not sure where they are. They're in a foreign country. They just learned that we don't play quarters because they're used to international. We play halves. We have different rules. They're like going, whoa, I still got to get adjusted to this. And I think they're doing a fantastic job. And a 3rd freshman who's the same. He's doing very well, but it's all brand new. So we're meshing a lot of experience and some high-level guys that really have been in the wars 2 guys with some age and some experience, but not recently, and 3 guys that are going, woo, what's going on here? So hopefully, as time goes on, you say, what are we working on? Hopefully we're bringing everybody up together to where we can substitute. We can not worry about foul trouble. One guy goes in, the other one comes out, and we can get a little bit deeper into the bench. And that would be probably my number 1 wish list, if you will, to help us going forward.
Anything else?
Coach, when it's inevitably when you're in a close game up, who are you going to turn to shoot free throws in games?
Whoever they foul, whoever they foul. No, but you're talking about who you're going to get the ball in the hands of. I think I'd have to. If I told you, I think I'd have to kill you. Because I just don't. I don't want the other team to know. It might be Pitt. We may need to do it. Who are we going to try to throw the ball into? But it is a very good question, and I just we're holding that one close to the vest. But I'm going to tell you this: we do have. On paper, and we chart these every day in practice, we have a very, potentially we have a very, very, well, we didn't do it tonight, so I'd be lying, but we have potentially a very good free throw shooting team. And if you'd see our practice stat numbers, you'd say, man, tonight, not quite so much. Maybe it's because it was an early game. They don't shoot free throws quite as good in the afternoon. I hope that's not the case. But we are potentially a very good shooting team, and we're potentially a very good free throw shooting team. And we'll see if that plays out over the course of time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.